On the surface, Boldt Castle, rising dramatically from the waters of Hart Island in the Thousand Islands region of northern New York, looks like a romantic fairy tale. But beneath that beauty lies a haunting history of unrealized plans, unopened rooms, abandonment, and shadowy lore that continues to intrigue visitors and historians alike. This is the story of a monumental dream that stopped abruptly, left behind unfinished and restricted spaces, and inspired dark rumors and ghostly tales that blur fact with legend. In 1900, hotel magnate George C. Boldt, owner of the famed Waldorf Astoria in New York City, embarked on building what would be a lavish, stately retreat for his beloved wife Louise, a castle that would serve as the ultimate romantic gift. Positioned on what Boldt named Hart Island, this grand structure was to include multiple towers, elaborate gardens, tunnels, a powerhouse, and lush interiors, a symbol of love and status. But in January 1904, tragedy struck. Louise died suddenly. Heartbroken, Boldt sent an unmistakable message: stop all construction immediately. Workers left the island, and Boldt never returned, abandoning the castle mid-build. For the next 73 years, the structure stood exposed to wind, rain, snow, and ice. Its stone walls, empty rooms, and cavernous interiors provided shelter for vandals and curiosity seekers. Nature and neglect took over, leaving bones of a castle without a soul. In 1977, the Thousand Islands Bridge Authority acquired the property with a vow to restore the estate and make it accessible to the public. Ever since, millions of dollars have gone into restoration, but not all of the castle has been, or ever will be, completed. One of the most compelling truths about Boldt Castle, and one that feeds the darker fascination with the site, is that many areas remain unfinished or inaccessible to visitors. Most of the castle's third and fourth floors were never completed after construction stopped in 1904. These upper levels, encompassing roughly 20,000 square feet, remain largely unfurnished, filled with empty hallways, unfinished chambers, exposed beams, and incomplete walls. Visitors on guided tours may see into these spaces, but many rooms are intentionally off-limits due to safety hazards like fragile flooring, exposed structural elements, and unstable surfaces. These unfinished upper rooms give the castle an eerie, abandoned feel, a world frozen in time before completion. Deep beneath the castle lies its basement level, which houses a massive indoor swimming pool, service corridors, storage chambers, a long tunnel that once connected to the powerhouse, where the island's electricity and water systems were designed to operate from. Much of the basement and its passageways remain unrestored, dark, and largely inaccessible for general visitors due to safety risks. These forgotten underground areas add a gothic sense of mystery, spaces where light barely reaches and once vital infrastructure sits silent. The castle's design included underground tunnels meant to move goods from boats to storage rooms inside the castle's foundation. These dark, narrow tunnels also housed early water and electrical systems leading toward the powerhouse. Today, although parts of the powerhouse are restored and open as exhibits, the original underground tunnel remains closed for public tours, a damp, shadowed link between the castle and its outbuildings that stirs speculation and curiosity. Because the Boldt estate sat abandoned for decades, many of its original features were lost, looted, or decayed beyond repair. Stained glass, ornate fixtures, and decorative carvings were missing or damaged by weather and vandals, meaning that much of what stands now on the interior, even in finished rooms, is restoration work rather than original 1904 features. This mixture of original, recreated, and stylistically interpreted elements adds to the uneasy feeling in certain hallways, as if you can't always trust what you're seeing is authentic. Beyond the unfinished floors and closed-off basements, Boldt Castle's reputation for dark secrets is fueled by ghost stories and eerie visitor claims. Though it's important to separate documented facts from popular legend. One of the most persistent legends is that the spirit of Louise Boldt, or a mysterious woman in white, roams parts of Hart Island at night. Visitors and local storytellers claim to have seen a white figure walking along the shore, unexplained lights flickering in upper windows long after the castle is closed, shadowy shapes moving where no tour groups are present. These accounts are anecdotal and not verified by historical documents, but they've become widespread enough to feature on haunted location lists and online paranormal discussions. Another common tale among ghost hunters is the sound of footsteps echoing through empty corridors, particularly in parts of the castle that are rarely visited during daily tours. Some claim these footsteps continue even after the last guests have left. While no credible investigation has confirmed paranormal activity, these stories persist online and among thrill-seeking visitors. True source of the castle's eerie vibe is not supernatural. It's the genuine tragedy that halted its completion. A grand palace designed for celebrations and gatherings was transformed, within days, into a silent ruin when Boldt abandoned it forever. That abrupt stop, and decades of decay, visually imprint a sense of loss and incompleteness that visitors often describe as haunting. The feeling of mystery and hidden secrets is not accidental. It stems from how Boldt Castle remains a building in two eras at once. Partially restored, furnished floors, elegant salons, dining rooms, and public exhibition spaces. Unfinished upper stories and basements, empty, silent, and untouched since 1904. Walk from a polished ballroom into a silent, empty staircase leading to unfinished levels, and that contrast becomes palpable. Modern restoration casts light on memories of what should have been, while the untouched spaces reflect what never was. It's this juxtaposition, more than any ghost tale, that gives Boldt Castle its unique emotional power. While the Boldt estate is a popular attraction, these specific zones are typically blocked or restricted. Third and fourth floors of the main castle, unsafe and unfinished. Basement areas and tunnel passages not part of the official tour. Roof spaces and exterior towers without safety railings, structurally sensitive. Sections under active restoration or hazard mitigation. These restrictions protect visitors, but they also ensure that dark, empty zones remain unseen by most, fueling curiosity and speculation. A monument to love and loss that abruptly stopped in its tracks. A structure with unfinished upper floors and underground tunnels that remain inaccessible and mysterious. A place where dark rumors, ghost stories, and eerie anecdotes blur with reality. A preserved piece of early 20th century ambition that continues to leave visitors wondering what might have been. For those seeking beauty, history, and a touch of the uncanny, Boldt Castle continues to be one of New York's most compelling landmarks. A combination of romantic fantasy, tragic end, and shadowed spaces that still whisper secrets.